I'm a noob. I waited way too long for my coffee. It was just sitting there, and now it's cold. It tastes like tea. It's awful. It's like colder than lukewarm. It's kind of gross. I might make a second coffee after this to inspire confidence and motivation inside of me. Anyways, yeah, the goal is to finish up Mad Suit today. That's the goal, if we can do it. Which, obviously we can. I got to check out this level as well, because there was some edits to it. Our environment artist worked on it. Okay, I'll probably make some edits to this. So this level can also potentially be completed today. Yeah. The skylight is so intense. This room is supposed to be sort of dark and contrasty. And it's like, I want to say it's the skylight that's causing it to, yeah. Fucking intense. It's a little too intense. I also don't think Times Square is probably the best choice for this level. Okay, we're just gonna have to build the lighting. I think that will give us a better indicator of how this is looking. But we're not gonna work on this right now because I want to finish up Mad Suit first. Mad Suit. Yesterday I did a bit of work on this, added some lights, built some lighting. Today we need to add vehicles. We need to add the wipe sequence. So when that wipes, this door will actually open. For now, I just left it default open for now. And then we need cover props. We need to lay out the spawn points, checkpoints, all that kind of good jazz. All that kind of jazz. One concern I do have that I just realized is the player's going to spawn right here. So I guess what we'll do is this starts out, the idea is you start in a black void of nothingness, and then there's a door, and you enter the door, and then you go through into the next area, basically. So I suppose we'll do just that then. But we'll make it so I guess this will become checkpoint 1. My only concern is that if there's enemies right here, we're literally just going to be attacked and barraged by enemies right off the bat. Which I don't know if that's great. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's good. So what do we do at the very beginning here? Unless we just make it so there's no checkpoint right here. And yeah. Go to default. Oh. Jeez. That sneeze nearly killed me. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. We'll just make it so this teleporter teleports you, and you have to start here. If you die, you start back in the void. Which I think is fine, because we're not really loading any levels or anything like that, so It's, what's it called? Transition? Yeah, transition to location. Yes. Yes. Oh, is this, this level is not a part of the sub-level 1, interestingly enough. Which is kind of funny. I guess it's not a huge deal. Let's move this fucking thing over here. Everything is luckily level. It's all at the same level, so that's good. Cool. I also hooked up my new mouse, and it's so funny because the mouse wheel actually has steps, and I'm pretty sure, my old mouse like did not feel like it had steps anymore. It does, but super soft. The steps I feel like became super soft now with the new mouse, which is basically the exact same mouse. I literally just bought the same mouse because it's just cheap. It's like $40. It feels so much different. Do I use URO? URO. URO. Unreal. Real. Oreo. I don't know what that is. You know, Mech, how's it going? It's the optimization setting in the AI. What's the expanded version of that, not the acronym version? Because I don't really know what that is. Where is it at in the behavior tree? Update rate optimization. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. I don't think that's on the AI though. That's on the skeleton, right? Is that not on the skeleton? Here it shows false, but I'm pretty certain we use it. In fact, I'm actually kind of confused. I don't know why it's not turned on in here. Garage. I bet you if I look at the Merc, maybe they do have it. I don't know why these aren't enabled. I don't know why I did not enable these. To be honest. I don't really know why those aren't enabled. We have this one changed, only tick pose when rendered. I know that one's changed. I don't know why the other ones are not. There must be a reasoning as to why I did not enable this. Whether the skip bounds update when interpolating bounds are updated to target interpolation pose only on ticks when they are evaluated. Whether to skip kinematic when interpolating kinematic bounds. Don't use fixed skeleton bounds. Yeah, this one I would use. I would use this. I don't know why I didn't. What does only tick when rendered does? As far as I know, what that basically means is the animation will only tick when it's on screen. But in theory, actually the only thing that we should be We should only tick montages when not rendered. That would be the correct one to use, because montages are kind of important for us. When rendered, tick pose and refresh bone transforms. Otherwise, just update montages and skip everything else. I think that would probably be a good one. But I don't know how to actually like test that. I don't know how to test that. Rendered means visible by the player. I would assume that's what rendered means, because in my scenario, that's what I would imagine. Is that rendered would mean that it is the bounds are within the screen space. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah. I don't know why I had these disabled though. Very weird. I'm sure I had a reasoning for that, and I'm probably going to find out. Trying to learn C++, my head's popping now after trying to learn it for 20 minutes. Are you trying to use like Unreal Engine C++, Zex, or just general C++? You're up, Angel. Okay. Let's, all right, sure, check that out, I guess. Why not? Go for it. I bet you this has it enabled, and I just didn't enable it on the base. No. Weird. Weird. It's actually funny. I think I ended up doing my own system for ticking on the screen. It's not great because we actually have some problems with doing this. There's a node called was actor recently rendered, which basically means were they on the screen? And we have a system where when enemies are off screen, we set their tick interval of the character movement component to 0.15. And then what ends up happening is you see the enemies go toot, toot, they like start snapping. The problem is in third person, that's not as easily controllable. So what ends up happening is sometimes enemies will literally just appear on screen, which is not great at all. So I might change this. I might make it so when it's in third person, we set the tick interval to like 0.05. And then when it's in top down, we can do 0.15. Because top down is a bit more controlled in terms of the space. But this node is cool, man. It even has a tolerance, which is super sick. And it's built into the actor. I did not even know. You can even do components, which is sick. So that's pretty fucking cool. You may also want to do an additional distance check from the camera and player character. Potentially, yes. In theory, this recently rendered works fine in top down because your character is right in the center, so any enemies in the distance. But in third person, yeah, third person does get pretty fucky. So it's pretty fucked. Setting the tick or a timer event. The check enemy rendered, I believe, is on a timer. So every 0.1 second we check. Could also scale the tick interval based on distance too. That would also be another great idea. That would also be another great idea for sure. Yeah. But yeah, this node's cool. It's funny because this node, I made my own node of like checking if things are on the screen. If I can find it. Hold on, I think it's in a category project. Pawn project. Here it is point in viewport or is component in viewport? And it's so funny because technically this is just doing the same thing. It's basically just doing the exact same fucking thing. But it has the caveat of tolerance, which is really cool. So probably did not need this node. In fact, this node's probably more expensive than this one because this is built into the actor. So that's kind of nice. What does tolerance do? Tolerance means like if it was rendered within the last 1 second. So in theory, I guess this means if the enemy or the actor is not on screen for 1 second, this will return true. Whereas if it was like 0.5 seconds and this was set to 1 second tolerance, it would still return. No, it would return true. If it's after 1 second, it would return false. Isn't this node troll AF? Wait, what do you mean? How is it troll? Like, does it not work? Is that what you mean? It works just fine for this project. Is there a way to check in real time rendered AI, like where you put unlit? I don't know. You like you have these buttons to check certain things. I don't think it'll show you like stuff like what I showed you. So if you click what button is that? Comma? What is that? What button is that? Is that comma? No, it's not comma. It's the like little above comma. It's next to the enter key. If you hit the enter key, then you have these buttons that show up and you can start seeing things like nav mesh. Let me turn on, what is it? Number lock. And then you can start seeing nav mesh, EQS perception. You can see the, how do I fucking show my, wait. Oh, that's sick. It'll show you all this stuff at the top here. I started recording by accident. It'll start showing all this stuff at the top, and then if you have AI in the scene, it'll actually show you like the nav mesh and all that stuff. But that's like one of the only ways I could think of. I was trying to use it as a Fresnel and it didn't work well. I don't know if that node would be a good idea as a Fresnel. Because that, yeah, I don't know if I would use recently rendered as a Fresnel. There's also those stats, yeah. You have stat AI, behavior tree, blah 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 blah. You got a lot of stat stuff, but I don't know. Like it depends on what you need to debug, or what you want to check in real time. Like I don't know. It depends on the context of what you need. But there is that button as well. If you hit, man, I don't know how to fucking. What is this button, guys? What is this? Next to the enter key. What is that? what do you call that? This is comma. This is what's this? This tiny one. It's like comma but above, I guess. I suppose. It's like a quotation mark, but only one of them. A singular quotation mark. Half quote. An apostrophe? Is that what it is? An apostrophe? Yeah, if you hit that button while you're in game, you can start doing AI. Actually, I don't know if this is necessarily AI, but it has a lot of AI views. Like you have the nav mesh and all that kind of stuff, the AI stuff, behavior tree. And And it's really funny because there's even a setting to turn off HUD. So I would imagine if you put your widget on the HUD class, I wonder if that would hide the HUD. Because you can turn on debug messages. You see I'm turning it on and off? But yeah, this one's kind of cool too. Only thing is I believe you need a number pad to use this. Gameplay debugger. It just seems like it's mostly... Now, I wonder if you could potentially use this debugger and add your own custom stuff in here, because there are obviously like things for debug messages and whatnot, but it does seem like it mostly leans into AI because it's nav mesh, AI, behavior tree, and all that kind of shit, so... There's so many debugging tricks and fucking stuff that I feel like I could learn. You can add to the gameplay debugger. They use it in Gaz as well. That's sick. What the hell? How do you do that? Is that in C++? Yet another thing locked behind C++. C++ only, baby. I literally debug everything with just print strings, and then I just figure it out. Does avoidance on AI take performance? Anything probably takes performance, and I would imagine avoidance probably does as well. What is avoidance doing behind the scenes? Okay, so let's place the next teleportation object. We need to start moving forward. We need to lay out enemies, lay out checkpoints. So we'll do this first, lay out checkpoints and spawn points, because that's an easy one to get out of the way. And then we'll put some vehicles in the underground parking lot. Yeah. And then we'll put the enemy wipe sequence, I think, later on after we have some of the enemies. And then maybe add cover props. We'd probably want to do this because it's kind of easy. And then maybe details. This is the plan. This is the plan. What's Gaz? You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Trust me. You don't want to know. No, it's the gameplay ability system. Which I feel like is probably the most over-engineered thing in the engine. At least with my minimal knowledge of anything. It feels so... How dare you? You can't even lie. That shit's like so over-engineered. Which way is our camera? This way? Yeah, we'll start our character here. Door. Put a door here. Dude, I used Gaz one time, and just the process of sending information is chaos. And like, I don't make PvP games, so you know what I mean? Like, because of the fact that I don't make PvP games, I feel like I don't need all of the stuff that Gaz is trying to circumvent or solve. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What was this? Slash game slash... Do I have to put slash game in here? I forgot. Not for PvP, it's for gameplay systems. I know, but I feel like a lot of the stuff it does is to try to solve multiplayer slash replication slash PvP stuff. Like, the whole payload thing, I feel like, is so complicated. At least in my head, currently. I want to learn it, but at the same time, I feel like I should just make my own thing because I don't know. Fucking chaos. I think it is slash game. I think I do need slash game. Okay, so slash game slash levels slash Sydney slash Sydney underscore L dash mad suit LSL2. I really wish I made these world references. That would have made my life 10 times easier. A friend of mine uses it for his PvE single player game and he loves it. It's just so complicated. You can't even say it's not complicated. Some of it is complicated. Now, if you have already succumbed to the chaos and you're like just you're in it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I guess it becomes straightforward, but maybe it's because I'm just so used to like sending information and data in the most like simplistic and stupidest way. So when I see gas, I'm like conflicted because I feel like it's supposed to be simpler for my brain. Why is this not simpler? Hold on. Oh, it feels so good having my fucking scroll wheel actually working properly. My scroll wheel actually doing the thing it's supposed to be doing, which is scrolling in and out. What does GAS mean? It's just an acronym. Gameplay Ability System. Gameplay Ability System. The infamous GAS. It's also called that because the first time you learn it, you're probably going to shit yourself. So I'm just saying. It's a warning. GAS. I'll probably end up using it. I want to try to use it more for Ronin if I end up working on Ronin again. Such a generic name. I thought it was a generic subsystem. It's kind of a subsystem. I think it is. Does it not have is GAS not, does it not have a node that is essentially like the subsystem node? It is technically a subsystem. No? Maybe it's one of the plugins that I saw that exposed a subsystem to it or something. I swear I saw some plugins that kind of did that. It's all routed through the ability system components. You have multiple systems interacting generically. Oh, right. I forgot the component. Right. Man, they put so much shit in that component. They shoved so much into that thing. And then you have... Yeah, I got to learn that again. I know I tried to learn a little bit of it for the Demon Sword game. But it was just like, just that one thing made me want to rage quit. The whole payload thing. I know there has to be a better way. I know it'll probably click for me. It'll probably click for me and then I'll be like, oh. But like, man, when I was trying to fucking use it, I was like, I was quite literally, because I was using GAS. Well, for one, I wanted to learn it. But two, I noticed that GAS has a way of, you can like do custom root motion, which I thought was really cool. I was like, dude, I could like launch enemies by using their root motion and like push them in directions when I attack them and stuff like that, rather than using physics and launch character, and which is not very reliable. So I tried to use it and it was awful. Just trying to send a vector direction with a strength. It was so complicated. I was like, I was pulling out my fucking hair, man. Pulling out my hair. Oh, I put this door on a sub level. That's not what I wanted to do. And I'm sure there's probably a better way of doing what I was trying to do. I'm sure. There's most likely a better way of doing what I was trying to do. But I found it really cool that you can modify root motion through that. I feel like I should try to figure out how that node was done, the root motion thing, and try to make my own node that doesn't require me to make a gameplay ability out of it to use it. Because I think it was an asynchronous task. UE4 gas root motion. Let me see. What was it? It was, yeah, I think it was this node. Apply root motion constant force. I think that's what this was. Or it was something else. Gameplay cues are optional. What was gameplay cues again? Ugh. Game cues are VFX. That's what it was. That's what it was. You can roll your own solution for handling them. I see. That makes sense. So wait, what's the benefit of gameplay cues then? If anything. If you can just roll your own way of doing it. An update on the marching squares I was working on for 3 days. I deleted it all. No! Why? I think their instance are cached between uses. I imagine it also has control over spawning on the dedicated server or not, right? The dedicated server doesn't... I guess a dedicated server would not care about gameplay cues. Cues are associated with gameplay tag can be stacked, so you add a cue fire tag to an actor and will be given generic context data to then figure out where to place the fire VFX on the supplied actor without knowing what type. Hold on, what? Gameplay tag can be stacked, so you can add a cue fire tag to an actor and will be given generic context data. Figure out where to place the fire VFX on the supplied actor without knowing what type. Okay. I think I understand. Fucking smoke coming out of my ears. I think I understand. There's a fire alarm going in my brain. I think I understand. I believe I do, yes. I add q.fire to a tree. It should have the fire VFX on it. I add a q.fire tag to the rock, and it should have the fire VFX applied to it as well. I see. I see. I think these are incorrect shadows, so we'll just cover up this whole fucking thing. What's the light map density on this thing? What? What? It's now 4. Do I go blind with level design or use some references? I mostly use references a lot of the time. In this case, I'm kinda going in blind a little bit. Kinda, sorta. I'll sometimes go in blind. But I have an idea in my head. So some of the reference of this is the like Toronto kind of train stations, but with like a kind of super hot art style. So very solid colors kind of vibe and all that kind of stuff. I might take these walls and like move them up. Something like this. Yeah, I think that could look kind of cool. Almost like it's like multi-level. A little bit of Z fighting never hurt nobody. If I remove the Q fire tag, then it removes the VFX from the actor. Unless it's stacked, then it removes one stack. When the stack is 0, then it removes the VFX. Gotcha. So it's mostly just to interact with the gameplay tag stuff, it seems like. That's mostly the intention of it, it seems. Mostly have a bit of interaction with that. What? $1.5. I didn't place this on a rounded valley, did I? I did. What? Interesting. Good job, me. Well, sort of good job. See the Nintendo Direct? I saw the new Mario Kart, and then I saw something on Reddit that said it's going to cost $80. Did I read that right? Did I read that correctly? Do you plan on forcing the bloom setting to off when the player loads into Sydney white noise? Thanks, asking for a friend. Whatever the bloom setting is what's going to be. If you have it turned off, then you have it turned off. And I won't force the player to turn it on or anything. How the fuck? These are different heights. Oh, this one's taller. Okay, whatever. We'll just do this then. Fuck it. Yeah, if they have bloom turned on or off, then that can be whatever setting. Is it capping the void off? So unless you stare into the abyss, that's on you. The idea is it's kind of like that style that that Super Hot had, which is like almost looks like heaven on the outside or something. That's kind of the vibe. These are our light catchers. They're just there to cast shadows. Is this the final section, like last unlocked level? This is the last level in the Sydney series. I'm gonna push an update soon because we just finished the Charlie level, and I believe the Charlie level is the last level you need to start playing the other series. I had to rush that because I need to get that. I need to start testing these levels. I think Charlie, Caribbean 5. Yeah, Caribbean 5 unlocks the Sydney series. So I'm probably going to push an update for the test branch soon. Because I didn't realize that the only new level I think people can play right now is literally, I think, Rush B. And maybe the Alpha Challenge and Beta Challenge? Can you even play Alpha Challenge and Beta Challenge? Rush B and Dragon's Breath. Okay, that would match because these already have previous levels, so those would be unlocked. But there's a ton of other levels. Oh yeah, the Caribbean series I think should also be unlocked. But I think what I did is in the main menu, I think they have an in development thing on them. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn these off. It does need a required level, so that I'll do now. I think it needs a required level to unlock them. So Roma is already unlocked. Sahara is already unlocked. Caribbean is not unlocked. It requires Sahara-4. Yep. Sahara-4 is Rush B. And then Tokyo is Sydney-5. And Sydney-5 is Mad Suit, which also requires Botanic. So that's technically going to be locked. The Tokyo series is still going to be locked for a little bit, which is fine because Sashimi's not even done yet. And then I think, oh yeah, the Sydney. Sydney requires Caribbean-5. Make sure I spelled that correctly. Yes. And then that should be unlockable now because this is complete. And this level is now open, just needs challenges. Okay. That means all of the things will be unlocked in the next version. Okay, let's get back to work. Let's get back to work. Also, I'm glad they invented video and voice chat during gameplay and also mouses. Very innovative. Wait, what do you mean by mouses? Oh, for a Nintendo Direct? I only looked at like a little bit of footage. I didn't even look at what the Switch 2 is opening. I saw it's 1080p and how many hertz? 90 hertz? You know, Phoenix, I'm the sucker who paid Adobe for Substance. Phoenix, it's just been one day. I didn't forget. 120 hertz? Are the GPU specs and CPU specs better on the Switch? I would imagine so if it's able to go to 120 hertz now. They gotta be? Yeah, they gotta be, right? Oh, is that what you meant by voice chat? Oh, the voice chat. Oh. Dude, is there a video for the Switch 2? Like a quick one that's not, like I don't have to look at a full fucking 2-hour long thing? Switch 2 overview trailer. Oh, it's 5 minutes long. Does this have any copyrighted music? Because I don't want to like kill the YouTube stream. Hold on, let's do this. We'll do turn this off, turn this on, turn this off, put this off. Okay, there we go. So we can listen to it on Twitch, but not YouTube. I don't know. Is it okay? I feel like the only reason you'd want to buy Switch 2 if you have a Steam Deck would be just because of the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games, right? That I feel like would be the only reason you'd want it. Because otherwise, I would just use my Steam Deck. It's basically the same thing in a way. Not 100%, but in a way, right? Correct? Yeah, it seems about right. Is it an OLED screen now, too? Wait, didn't they have a Switch OLED version at one point? They really love that glare simulation effect. It really sells the effect. Hey, this is a screen. Hey, look, it's even on there and it's inverted. I'm already sweating on my new mouse, man. Oh. I just have sweaty hands. I missed what I just. So they made the screen larger? That's cool. What do you think about it? That's insane because the Switch has what, 60 FPS? So they just doubled the hertz, which is technically this illustration is correct because it is essentially doubling the. It's technically correct, I guess. That's funny. It's 2025, man. 60 FPS is old. Nobody can hit 60 FPS because the hardware's so weak. Right. I would imagine the hardware had to be improved. I gotta say, I do love this animation of the person trying to rip it out. It's got so much character. Wait, where was the button? Bro, that shit looked like it was right next to the trigger. That's because it is. Oh no. Wait, is that right next to the... It is right next to the... So this is the mouse controls you guys are talking about. Okay, that's kind of cool though. Okay, that is kind of cool though. You can't lie. This is like I'm using tilt controls but on drugs. Like it's like Bro, what even? That's kind of cool. It's a mouse, but it also has rotation. Aye. So they didn't balance them for the Switch One. You know, it was a different time. It was like 2012. or whatever. Wow. It looks like it'll break after like a couple uses. I ain't gonna lie. It looks that shit looks like it'll break. Yep, Sass. The Switch 2 is just a gateway to the PC. Guys, there's like so many kids that are like 2010 kids that apparently don't even know how to use a computer, which part of me is in denial of that, but apparently that's the case. There are like so many kids that are just like tablet kids. They don't even know how to use a fucking computer anymore. It's like we went from like knowledge of computers, then like this, a generation like was born here, and then it just went back down. Like what the fuck happened? I'm like here. They don't know how to use a gamepad too. What the hell? What the hell? No way. We've devolved that far. So wait, what is this, like Discord? Bro, when you think about it, the Switch has been around for so long that it literally only had 32 gigs of internal storage. That's like, that's legit, like, that's like actual 2008 fucking hardware. When did the Switch come out? Because I know it's been a while. Nintendo Switch release date 2017? Brother, what? 2017 and it only had 32 gigs at that time? What the shit? It does look a lot nicer. I will say I really like the full black with accent colors versus what they had here. This feels more playful. This feels more serious. Which maybe that's the whole point. Maybe they want it to feel, maybe they want it to go towards more adult-ish audience or something. I don't know. So basically, it sounds like if read write is faster, chances are what? It's like a 256 gig NVMe in here. They're trying to compete with the Steam Deck. Well, Steam Deck is the competition in terms of handheld right now. Like it literally is, to the point where other competitors to the Steam Deck, which are not competitors realistically, are using their OS. They're going to be using. I find that to be the most Giga Chad thing ever. Steam is like, Valve's like, yeah, we don't really have competition because they're coming to us for our OS, and that means people are going to buy games on Steam, and then that means more money for us. Fucking genius. That's cool. If your TV can even support that, which I guess most TVs nowadays, I guess, are 4K. Have I ever used SpeedTree? I've not used it personally, but I've used assets built in SpeedTree. They added an Ethernet port to the dock. Wow, took them that long, huh? You know what it feels like? The Switch 2 felt like they've been just building. They've been cooking. That's all they've been doing, because they have the new Mario Kart World game, I think, is releasing when the Switch 2 releases. And I would imagine I think I heard something about a new Legend of Zelda game. So I would imagine, what, is that releasing at the same time too? There's a Kirby game. Like, this definitely feels like they were just trying to cook a lot of shit before they could show it off. That's what it felt like. I've not used SpeedTree myself though. I've not. Listen, I'm not that good of an artist. I really am a lot more on the tech side than art side now. Oh, you know what? You know what also got showed off? A new Enter the Gungeon, and wow. um, wow. Um, it without being mean, it looks really bad visually. They were just like, yo, Bloom 10. Bloom, a lot of Bloom. And then, yeah. Have you seen the newest edition of Marvel Rivals? Let me guess. Is this the fucking twerking Venom? Yeah, it is. Yep. This is something worth reacting to, dude. I don't want to put that on stream. Yeah, it looks. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like someone's first 3D game. I'm not gonna lie, even though it's from devs that. Are these the same devs that worked on Enter Gungeon 1? Okay, great. I love when Steam pages, like when you click on the developer page, it actually brings you to the publisher page. I love when that happens. I really love that. That's really fantastic. That's really fucking great. That's great. Thanks. So I can't actually check the actual fucking developer. It just brings me to the publisher. That's the most invasive thing I think that happens in the fucking. Can I click here? No. It's the same dev. Dude, it just it oh, who knows, maybe it'll be good. Look at where the character is. Okay, now, okay, hold on. Keep an eye on it. Okay. I can't I'm it's dude, it's the metallic mixed in, the bloom. There's so much bloom. They did the first one using 2D sprites. From what I saw, it's 2D with a mix of like little 3D effects, which I think is cool. But here it's just they went full on 3D, which is fine. But man, I feel like it doesn't match the vibe at all. It feels like there's clashing art styles. That's kind of how it feels. It's clashing. I don't know, dude. Someone discovered Niagara. Yeah. Dude, physics? Niagara? Let's fucking go, dude. Man, it doesn't look very good. We'll see, but it's not, yeah. Like, look at this shot. I honestly think they could have made do without this shot in here. Like this close up. Like how low poly, like I don't know, man. I probably would not have included this screenshot, to be honest. This one looks fine. Like the screenshots look fine-ish, but ugh, I don't know. Oof. I think I preferred the 2D look a lot more. I don't know if it's Unity or UE or Unity for the sequel. Um, can't fully tell. This shot makes me think it's... I don't know, actually, because I don't know what URP looks like. I don't know what the Unity render stuff looks like. I know it has its quirks. Unreal also has its quirks. I can't fully tell... from this. Yeah, the heavy bloom makes me think Unreal, but I know Unity also has heavy bloom. I just forget what it looks like. I doubt they would go Unreal on this. Did you know that PoE has its own engine? Of course. They do their own shit. But the heavy bloom on it looks so, I don't know, dude. It looks so beginner 3D. That's kind of the vibe I get with like super heavy bloom sometimes, especially that case. It feels so beginner-esque. All right, where are we at on this? Layout checkpoints, layout spawn points. So checkpoint should be in sublevel 2. Okay, very good. This should load sublevel 2. Okay, very good. And then we also need the ending area, which is in here. That's going to be in sublevel 2. Transition to location. Substrate? I don't think Substrate is going to be game ready for a while. I feel like that thing's not going to be ready for a while in terms of game ready. I feel like it's so heavy to use, and even just to have in your project, even if it's just for a couple materials, is just not worth it. Yeah. Not worth it. Specify checkpoint. Checkpoint 2. So this is going to be... Well, actually, I think I might want probably a checkpoint in the middle here. I bet you someone's going to cry about not fucking... Let's do checkpoint 3. And then this will be checkpoint 3. And then this is going to be inside of the sub-level 3. You know, my Nox. And then in here, we're going to have a spawn point over here. In sublevel 2. And this one's going to be over here. This is going to be checkpoint 2. Okay. I think that's all of our checkpoints. I could make it so once you advance here, then it becomes the next checkpoint. Might as well. Might as well add more checkpoints for the skill issue players. I am gonna have to put the spawn right here though. Checkpoint 4. Then we have the end of chapter. Gonna be inside of level 3, and I think we are good to go. Sick. 1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. All right. So that's checkpoints, spawn points. Now we need cover props. Let's also, before I forget, let's go into the chapter table in Mad Suit, and let's add all the sublevels. Cool. I think I do need /game. Yeah. Okay, that's what I've been doing. Okay. Good. Very good. I'm seeing for any like spelling mistakes. Kind of the problem of doing a pure path is the chance of something fucking up is extremely high. Something breaking, very probable. Very probable that something will break. Hold on, I got an idea. Let's do this. Oh yeah. Okay. How are we on time? It's an hour and almost an hour and a half stream. All right. We should be able to get this level done today, I think. As long as I don't get distracted at all. 5 million times, which is highly probable. All right, add cover props next. What kind of cover props would make sense in a place like this? Additionally, let me look at super hot environment. Like, what kind of cover props does super hot kind of do? For a moment, I was thinking of making all the enemies kind of have like a red crystal shader on them. But I don't know. We'll see if I have extra time. Maybe that could be a cool little feature. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I feel like the lighting builds on their project is just so much cleaner. Building lighting in this fucking engine is absolutely just annoying. Like, look at this. What the hell is this? A chessboard? Like, what? I don't understand. Let's try building lighting real quick. I don't get why it like does this. A red outline? I don't know. I don't know how we could do it. I don't know how we could force every enemy in this level to have that shader. Like I guess I could just modify their material within their actor themselves. I don't know if that would work though. I don't know if that would work. Don't know if that would work. Maybe in the level blueprint, I just get all actors of class and set their mesh to a specific material. I don't know. We could maybe do that. But maybe that's too on the tee of inspiration. You know what I mean? I feel like that might be a little too on the dot. It also might ruin some of the design language for the game in terms of like knowing which enemy is which. Let's see. Let's take a look at this fucking monstrosity. Look at this. How do you fix this? I guess one way would be doubling up the walls so it's too high, so then that way we just have seams every other. But then it's like you could hide them with pillars. I don't know. What would be the most non-destructive way of doing it? Most non-destructive way of cleaning this up. This is why I hate doing baked lighting. This right here, this absolutely just ruins the game, and it's like everywhere, having these kind of fucking blocks, squares, and tile kind of look. And I don't think building it on high or production quality would fix these kind of baking issues. It's just really annoying, man. I do feel like their version, they have a fog that's kind of close up, and I feel like it's like blue. They have like a blue. They have like a blue fog. I feel like it's pretty dense. Something like that. Yeah, it feels like something like that. Although I don't think they use a lot of roughness like we're using here. I think that's fine. I don't think that's a huge issue. Yeah, I feel like this is really super hot-esque, right? It's got a super hot vibe to it, right? I don't know. The only difference is we have a lot of anamorphic lens flare. So like that's the difference in terms of bloom. We have our anamorphic lens flare that adds a lot. In fact, that's like majority of this. It's like very intense. Maybe a little too intense, to be honest. Here we're probably going to want to add some details at the top of these roofs. Sort of like gilding or something. Yeah, this is cool. All right. Let's add some vehicles in here because I know that was something we wanted to do. Okay, so vehicle van. Now, the difference is that the material is going to be full white. This is a material instance dynamic on it, which I think I can't modify. Oh, that sucks. We can maybe change. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you know, that's That's close. I guess that's kind of close. Oh, the wheels would be white though. The wheels would be white. Do we keep white wheels or do we keep the wheels black, guys? What do you guys think? I kind of like the contrast. Now, I don't know if I like the reflections though. I don't know if I like the roughness. Let's see here though. Oh, that's not bad too. Oh man, I'm torn. They both look, I feel like they both look good. Oh, I don't know, dude. I feel like this looks more natural. I feel like it looks more natural. Oh, the lights still work. Oh, dude, hell yeah. Oh yeah, that's got the super hot vibe right there, brother. It's a little glossy, but you know, we can make do. I think it's fine. That looks sick. Does a delivery truck fit in here? I don't think it does. That's just T_white. Oh, it's 250s. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. And then the wheels are also block out white. I really like the look of the I really like the look of the emissives. I feel like it pops out. I wish I knew how to do lighting in UE4, but I don't, so I just rely on Lumen. The thing is, though, Lumen is not going to be something that just like magically allows you to do lighting. You know what I mean? It's just a dynamic solution. You would still probably have to learn about lighting and whatnot. Following that white and red from the other parts of the level. Yeah, it still follows a kind of like a color palette throughout everywhere, which I think is sick. It looks super sick. It adds like a really nice contrast. That's a really nice contrast. Let's add a parked car right here. The only annoying thing with this is I have to redo the material structure every single time I randomize it. Van, no, give me a different car. No, give me a different car. Give me a different car. Sure, why not? Should I leave this one to not be turned on, or should I have all of the cars turned on? I feel like all of them have to be turned on for that kind of vibe. Maybe not. Maybe I don't. Maybe just some of them. Yeah, maybe just some of them. Put that there. Give it the texture it needs. Change the wheels. There's a boss fight going on in the back. You can hear it. The Terraria music is going hard right now. I kind of want to... The thing is, I feel like I have not finished Terraria. Because every time I played it, I feel like I played with friends that were like playing like like they were playing when I wasn't playing, and so they'd get like a shit ton of loot, and then I'd feel like I was I felt like I was cheating because I was like I had like their shit. It didn't feel right. All right, how we looking? Very cool. Let's also get a car out here. Like maybe it's trying to get inside. That'll add a little bit of visual interest on the outside, I suppose. Bring a bit of light in through the fence. I think that'll look kind of sick. I feel like we should double up a car right here. So let's go ahead and bring in this car. Yes. A little bit of balance. I'm going to turn off the lights on this one. Now, I hate this. It's like they're too even. I might bring this one in closer. But then the problem is that closes off that pillar, which kind of sucks movement-wise. But maybe that's what we want? No, I don't think so. So let's move this one a little bit farther back. One thing I learned is I hate symmetry. I hate symmetry. I think any sort of symmetry doesn't look good. You know what I mean? So I feel like this looks better, whereas this looks robotic. You see the distance between the two cars with the pillar? I don't know. Am I crazy? Is that art 101? I just don't know it. I'm actually going to bring this back, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a pipe right here. Do I like Houdini? It's cool. I've just never used it. One of my kitties just ate a cockroach. I would never expect that from a kitty. Well, at least the cockroach is not going to come back to life. It looks nice, but expensive. It's just like any other tool. Depends on how you would use it. Did I see the Switch 2 Direct? I didn't look at the full thing. I just watched a couple of things. They're going to charge $80 for the digital version, $90 for the physical version. For the Mario Kart game, shit's straight robbery. In my opinion, no game is worth $80 and $90. And yes, that includes GTA 6. I talked about this in a few streams ago, and my viewpoint is that I disagree with you to an extent. Game prices have not changed ever since they first came out, even though inflation has clearly been a effect on basically every single everything. Movie tickets are up. Movie tickets cost more. Like going just to the movies, fucking buying popcorn there is, I would also consider robbery. But for some reason, game prices have stayed the same. If not, they've been lower than ever because indie games are just becoming incredibly crazy. Also, the other thing that's also insane is like gaming is a thing where you can keep going back to that thing of entertainment, whereas when you go into a movie theater, you just see that shit once. Whereas a game, you could probably play it for like 100 hours plus. People are really stupid if they pay that much for a video game, but it's their money, not mine. I don't know. Shit's fucked. Doesn't matter. There's no solution to it. The solution would be increasing the price from all games, but we're just in this state where the industry's screwed, and it's just basically shooting itself in the foot, and we could see it in real time. It's basically just fucking the games that are doing really well are indie games, which I'm really glad for. Thank goodness that there's that it's getting some attention, but at the same time, it's just going to keep getting worse, right? Inflation is just going to keep getting worse, and then game prices are just going to stay the same. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, it does suck that in some countries, though, their dollar has always been fucked, and the prices are just going to keep getting more fucked for them. So, but yeah. I partially disagree, partially agree. I do think $80 for Mario Kart is kind of like wild, but it clearly shows that they did put quite a bit of effort into it. From what I saw, the whole free roam mode and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind fucking around in that. That seems kind of fun. Does seem kind of fun. It's almost impossible to nail down what makes these games go viral. It's impossible to nail them down. But I do think there are some factors that you could probably see in them. For one, those games are multiplayer. Schedule One and Repo are multiplayer, which means friends can play together. They can have a good time together. I would say in the case of Schedule One, there's a lot of depth associated with it. And I would also consider the number go up concept is there. With Repo, it just seems like just a really fun, goofy, mess around with your friends, have a laugh kind of time. Also feels like most AAA games have decreased in quality. AAA, I think, pigeonholed themselves into trying to scale up more than they can actually do. And they're like a lot of AAA studios are just not offering anything new to the table that actually is worthwhile for people to invest into. So it's like what are the most successful AAA games that have come out recently? We got GTA 6 coming out, which we'll see how that does. I would imagine since it's Rockstar, though, they're probably just gonna blow shit up. We've got Marvel Rivals. I guess I would consider as the latest blow up in terms of AAA. That's probably what I would consider the latest kind of like thing. But yeah, I bet you they're going to come out and be like, Assassin's Creed Shadow did not sell as much as we wanted. And isn't Ubisoft going through like a lot of shit right now? Thing about the prices not going up is that the profit margin is lower. As long as there's decent profit, I don't think it should rise. Rising should be justified with quality such work. Yeah, I agree. I agree totally. But we've set a standard that I don't think will ever go up, even if the quality goes up. I think quality can go up, and I don't like. I think as a whole, I don't think the standard will ever properly stabilize with how everything goes on economically in the world. So, I feel like Repo is a Lethal Company clone. I wouldn't consider it a clone. It's definitely taking the structure of you take items and you bring them out, but I think it takes it in such a way where it brings its own unique twist to it that I think is a really healthy addition to that kind of genre, I suppose. A loot extraction, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But I think I would not consider it a clone in any way, shape, or form. I think it brings a lot of unique things to the table that is unique in its own way. They're making a new company that owns 3 IPs. Basically Ubisoft 2, and it's going to license the IPs. You know what's crazy about the whole thing is Tencent, like, doesn't Tencent have like stocks in like every single public shareholder company ever? Dude, they're fucking crazy powerful. Insanely powerful. They literally have like stocks in every single thing they can hold stocks in. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. I think Tencent also has like a bit of a chokehold on Riot Games. It's wild. But I think because of the fact that gaming has stayed at its static price over the years, I think it's probably one of the reasons as to why it's one of the most rising entertainment industries. That's probably part of it. I really don't get how some companies are not prosecuted for monopoly. Isn't Tencent Chinese? Like, how would they? I guess they probably have some stuff in the U.S. I would imagine. Who knows, man? Welcome to 2025. What do you want me to tell you? There's tons of companies you would be like, what? How does this company have this many companies? Like, look at the soda industry. They're all owned by like 3 companies. It makes you question things a little bit. Ubisoft 2 is valued at 4 bill, while Ubisoft is at 1.5 bill. I would imagine that's because of the IP, moving the IPs and whatnot, right? Umbrella corporations, yeah. Umbrella, as in the Resident Evil umbrella. That's just wild. They should give me 1 billion. Repo does look fun, but I would argue it's fun with friends, which I don't have. It is definitely a friends game, for sure. You can play with randoms, and I've seen some people do it, and it can be fun, right? You can find some fun randoms to play with, but yeah, you definitely would need friends. Schedule 1, I guess, in comparison, is different because you can also play it solo. Which I think, when I was looking at the review counts, Schedule 1 is definitely catching up to the count of Repo, and I think that could be because it's crazy because the price is double of Repo. But when did Repo come out? February 26th, and Schedule 1 literally just came out a few days ago, like a week ago. I feel like that's the benefit of Schedule 1, is that it can be played solo. Schedule 1's blowing up a lot more, I guess. I think it could be in part that Schedule 1 has maybe more depth to it as well. Whereas Repo is like a good have fun for a bit and then kind of do something else kind of game. Schedule 1's Breaking Bad, the video game. Schedule 1 does what a lot of the drug simulator games. A lot of the drug simulator games, I feel like, just like gameplay wise, that you kind of fall flat at some point. It's like, oh, you have a shop and people come in and fucking buy things, and it's generic kind of simulator, shop simulator kind of shit. Whereas I feel like in the case of Schedule 1 is it adds a little bit of like concept of police and gangs and whatever and all that kind of stuff, and it adds a lot more depth to it, which I think is one of the reasons is probably why it does better than the other kind of games. Schedule 1 kind of reminds me of the old school Lego Island games. I can kind of see that. I don't know if I'd get into Schedule 1 unless I was like with friends. I feel like the whole make drugs, sell drugs like loop is not 100% enticing to me anymore, but I get it. I see it. Like maybe past me, like maybe 8 years ago I'd be interested in it, but for me I'm just like, imagine if Schedule 1 was just swapped out the drugs for hamburgers, would still be popular. Well, there is that one game. How is that game doing? What is it called? Fast Food Simulator? Even though it uses a fucking AI generated, I'm pretty sure this is an AI generated image. Yeah, it's got a moderate level of success. But still, again, it's the whole thing of playing with friends, basically. Co-op, a lot of times with co-op games, sometimes the fun comes out of like how goofy your friends can be rather than just the game itself, which is why I think multiplayer can be so powerful. I feel like any multiplayer game can be so powerful because of that factor. Dude, the red and white, it's so good, dude. Okay, hold on. I'm laying out some cars. Cars. Yeah, I think you could probably come up with the thing is with those games that are viral, you can come up with like theories as to why it became popular. But I think trying to replicate that in your own game after the fact, I don't think is something you could do. I feel like you can try, but I feel like you'd have to come up with factors outside of that that will make your game stand out. Trying to think of where to put some cars. I think one in the corner here might look kind of nice. Get a Bluetooth. Here, we'll cover that up a little bit. How are you? I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. I'm perpetually hungry. What if we put a wall here? Hear me out. What if we put a wall here? Why don't you eat food? You looking a little skinny? Don't tell me what I look like. You don't know. Because I just don't have any. I need to buy some food. I'm not skinny. I'm extremely buff and vascular. Yeah. Take your shirt off. What do you take this for? What do you take me for? What the hell? 5 push-ups? Really, man? You guys are so mean. Are there 5 push-ups? You happy now? Might order some food today. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I shouldn't. I shan't. I should not order food. No lie, you look a little bit like Adam Driver. I am not Adam Driver. I'm not Adam Driver. How dare you? Let's make this car have lights. Yes. Yes, let's bring it on. So it was like pulling out. The car was pulling out. Yes. I'm not Adam Driver. Someone on the Discord is asking if this is the patch. And they're taking a picture of their screen. I don't understand. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to put all these sub-levels in the fucking list. I hate packaging, man. Like, I hate this. This sucks. Can I just specify a folder and it'll look in the folder? And anybody know? Or do I have to literally specify every single sub-level and level? This is awful. Level 2, level 3. Where is Charlie? Charlie underscore sub-level. I think that was the only one. Yeah. Real question, who is Adam and why does he drive? I don't know. I don't know. On both of those questions, I'm not sure. You have to ask him yourself. I'm not sure. I don't know. I have a strange neighbor who only eats dinners from Uber Eats and instead throwing away the packaging from all the food deliveries in the bins. They throw it outside the main entrance. Is your neighbor XQC or fucking Asmongold? Like, what do you, like, what the hell? Is it Moon Moon? They have to be a streamer. I feel like only streamers only eat Uber Eats. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe, you know, maybe other people also do. I'd knock on their door. Yeah, knock on their door and be like, hey, fucking stinky ass. Why are you doing that? Quit doing that, man. But if you throw your shit on the main entrance again, I'll set your house on fire. Brother, it's an apartment. If you set their house, if you set them on fire through arson, you set your own apartment on fire. Jackass. Wait, what do you mean they throw it out on the main entrance? Like they throw it out? They throw it outside the main entrance? Is this an apartment or like... This music is going crazy, bro. They throw it out where everyone goes into the complex. Bro, what the fuck? Don't you have like a concierge or like an administrator for the building or something to fucking tell them to get their act together? Like, are they the administrator? Like, what? What a weird person. What the fuck? What the hell? Bro, I'd just rack up their trash and put it back to their like front their door, their apartment door. I'd just be like, "Hey, here, bitch." It's kind of not out of the ordinary. So you're telling me multiple people do that? Where do you live? Not literally, but like, you know, like which country is this? Like, that's weird. That's really weird. The country of Europe. The country. The country. I didn't know there was a full-on country of Europe. I thought, yeah. The country of Europe. Is Stranger Things but without the monsters, just humans being really fucking strange? Well, that's just humans for you, man. That's just humans for you. We have too many cars turned on. Turn this one off. Goodbye. Move this one. Put it here. Can't you write off your food delivery orders? That goes into gray zone stuff, which I've been wondering that for months, if not years, because some of these streamers order so much food that makes me wonder if they're eating it on stream. Could you, in theory, say that they're like, could you, like, I wonder, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it depends. And I bet you there's probably a ton of streamers that are writing it off, and it's probably tax fraud. You can technically write off anything. It's just, is the auditor going to accept it when they audit you? You know what I mean? Because usually when you write off food, it's because you're writing off a business, like you're at a restaurant with a client or something like that, and you write off how much, when you pay the bill, you paying for their meal. In theory, that you could write off. But in terms of like writing off your own meals, I don't know. I don't know. Can I write off substance? Yeah, definitely. If you're making money from doing 3D, the thing is you can't just write off anything and then be in a negative. You got to have some source of income from the business. If you make any money by using substance, which is why I recommend to people, if you buy substance, make a marketplace asset and trying to make some money from it, you can write it off 100%. It's a computer software. Especially if it's a subscription, you can write that off as well. Definitely. All right, where are we looking on these vehicles? Should I add more vehicles? We don't have anything in the middle here, which is kind of concerning. So I guess we're somewhat trying to lean the player towards the edges of the level, which I guess could be the thing. My dad runs his own business, and pretty much every time he eats out, be it business or not, he books it as a business and no one cares really. Yeah, like, I guess the thing is, I guess it's considered eating out, though. I don't know what the case would be for Uber Eats. Or, like, food delivery. I don't know, though. You have a substance sampler. No, I don't use that. I use the old version of what substance sampler used to be, which was substance. No, not alchemist. It was substance. I don't even remember the name of it. It was fucking ass. But it basically just took a texture, it took the grayscale values and like turned it into things, which wasn't very helpful, to be honest. Not very helpful at all. If I were to guess, Sampler probably does the same thing. Just uses AI or some shit. All right, vehicles. We added vehicles. Sampler claims to be really intelligent. Well, what are you gonna say when you're selling a software? Well, my software is kind of fucking shit and stupid. So like, I don't like. What are you gonna say? Of course it's going to claim it's intelligent. You know, what are they going to say? It's kind of dumb. You're not going to get any sales if you call it dumb. You know what I mean? Like, is it really my last 4 days on game dev? Yeah. And then I'm out. And then I'm out of here, guys. My last 4 days. And then I disappear. Where am I going? To a new land of new opportunities. A new land of new opportunities. Making a new game. Making a new game, finally, hopefully. After 4 days, hopefully. Nah, it's just the title of the stream. Billiard. Billiard. Pole. Pole barrier. Barrier pole. Man, are you fucking kidding me? It's just a cylinder, you Cynthia shit. Oh, here we go. Sidewalk poles. I really like this white color. We should have made all of our levels like this. I'm really curious what my next project is going to be. Hey, me too, man. Me too. I don't know. I genuinely do not know. Pipe. Pipe me. What's it, 4 days? I don't get it. You're just gonna have to wait for the 4 days to come. You're just gonna have to wait for the 4 days. I don't know what else to say. You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to find out. Whatever it is, you're definitely gonna have a lot more motivation and energy to work on it. I hope so, man. I have no clue what my mental state's gonna be like once we're done this game. I could turn into a drug dealer. Who knows? Like, I don't know. Like, who knows, man? I no idea. No clue. Ideally, in 4 days, we will be content complete. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll find out. God, the fucking normal's there. Ugh. Ugh. Puke. Vomit. Oh, ugh. Another here polished? No, no. Nope. After 4 days, once we're content complete, the rest will just be bug fixes. Just making sure quality of life stuff feels in a relatively goodish spot for 1.0. That's going to basically be the plan. I want to be over this with this game this month. That's the plan is to overall be over with this game this month. Then I have to do console release. My first console release. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know how that's going to go. But it'll be a good learning experience, I think. Am I prepping some marketing for 1.0? I am planning it in my head. We're going to need to do 2 trailers, one for the announcement for 1.0, and then one for the actual release. And that's going to be the game plan. That's going to be the game plan. Am I going to contact IGN? I could try, but I feel like my game's not good enough looking for IGN, to be honest. But maybe I could try. Am I putting this? Yep. I've been putting all of this in the wrong sublevel. Of course I have. Of course I've been putting it all in the wrong sublevel. Gotta make sure I'm not selecting any actual game objects. I guess the vehicles, we could leave them. No, we'll leave them in the actual level. I don't think it's necessary. Oops, move that one as well. Yep, that one back there. Why don't I use UE5? Because it's haunted. UE5 is haunted. There's it's got worms and cockroaches. They crawl in your skin when you use the engine. I'm just kidding. It's just because the game's in Unreal Early Access. So I'd rather not fuck up the stability by potentially using UE5. I don't have any benefit of using UE5 for this project. Build Nye, the lighting guy. Summer Games Fest, indie show? I don't know. I don't think they would care. I feel like the game doesn't visually look good enough to put it any of those fests. I feel like it's just like, you know what I mean? Visually, I feel like the game isn't like... And also the thing is, when is the Summer Game Fest? Like, what would I show off? Like, I'd have to show off an update. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, the 1.0 is going to release before that, so... Maybe I'll try to contact IGN, and maybe they post my video on their channel. That would be, like, a nice boost, I guess. I'd probably contact them for the actual release trailer. So I'd probably upload on my own channel the, like, announcement trailer for the 1.0, and then the actual release, I'd probably want it on IGN because the current version of the game is kind of buggy, and I want people to play the full version. There's so many trash games at PC Game Show. You're one of the better ones. I don't know if that's entirely true. I don't know if I'd agree with that. What the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. All right, cool. I should, in theory, be able to play the game from... I should be able to run from start to finish in the level now. Wait. Does the camera not face the door? Oh, the third person doesn't face the door. I'm sure someone will find it. Maybe we give it like a sound effect or something. Let's crash the game. Help. Help. Did I downres the quality of these windows a little too low? I think I did. Okay, that should save. We're now... Yeah. Yeah, alright. Why is the teleport to location... Why is it based on the center? Like, why is it based on the center? God, it feels so good having my scroll wheel actually scrolling. Rather than doing a bunch of ghost scrolling. That shit feels so awful. Alright, let's try again. Let's hit the continue button. That'll give us an indicator if this works. Okay, yeah, that works. Nice. I'm a little concerned about that, but hey, if people use the dive mechanic, I'm all for it. Good for them. And then this next area... Cool. That's not gonna show up in-game, right? That's not gonna show up in-game. Your scene contains a sky dome mesh. That's not gonna show up. That's like a... that's an in-engine debug, right? Like, that's not gonna... Right, guys? Right? Right, guys, right? 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 Oh yeah, look at this in third person. This looks kind of cinema. It looks kind of good. I think for the third person view, we should get some pipes going along the ceiling. I feel like that would look kind of sweet. And maybe some ventilation shafts could also be a good one. Good little detail. I wonder if it'd be a good idea. Hold on, let's see how it would look. I feel like it would not look good. Having the bright sky in the back there. But maybe it would look okay? I don't know. feel like it looks better in third person because then we see like the light at the end of the thing there. Don't know. One thing I do know for certain, I'm not a huge fan of the roughness values on the cars. Well, it's kind of cool. It's different. It's like, it's inspired by Super Hot, but it's kind of its own thing as well. Which I think is fine. Yeah. The most useless detail I've ever added in a game, but it's in the game. We should try to show this off in the third person mode, show the car tire popping and stuff. We should I feel like that's a necessity. We need to put it in the trailer somehow. We need to fit it in there or else like, what's the point? Alright, this is looking kind of cool. This is looking kind of cool. Alright, okay, alright, okay. Needs more details. This area needs more details, obviously. Needs more cover props, etc. You have exploding things? In this level, we don't have any explosive barrels. But we could maybe put one in somewhere. Why not? What is this music, dude? What is going on? Oh man, I could go for like rice and tuna. I'm hungry, dude. I'm getting real hungry. I hope people will like my game and won't be too frustrated with the puzzles. Puzzle games are an interesting one. I don't know. For me, I think I would never make a puzzle game personally, just because I feel like it'd be so difficult. For one, I feel like I wouldn't be able to come up with puzzles enough, and two, I feel like it would just frustrate so many of my players. Like literally, I think I had a level that was like borderline puzzle, not really, kind of platforming kind of puzzle kind of thing. And people hated that level, and I just fucking scrapped it. I basically just removed a part of that level that was the puzzle-ish kind of area, which I thought was kind of crazy how that went down. So vent shafts. What the? Do you guys see that? What was that? It's blue. Why is it blue? It's a blue box. It's the darkness area, but it's turning blue? What? Do you think it's easier to distinguish yourself on the game market with a VR game? VR is a tough one. It's a tough one. How do you feel about Burger King? I personally enjoy it more than McDonald's. I have stopped going to those fast food places. And honestly, we're all the better. Now, would I go to Burger King versus McDonald's? I would go to Burger King in... I went to Burger King in Switzerland, and it was better than McDonald's. McDonald's was ass. I think McDonald's is just shit now. It's just horrible. Um, but nowadays, whenever I want a burger, I go to a local place, not McDonald's or Burger King or fucking. McDonald's and Burger King are like the Ubisoft and EA of fucking fast food. Like they're just not that good anymore. They might be good in other places of the world, but here in Canada, they're just not worth going to. They cost as much as just like you might as well put in a few extra bucks and just get an actual better burger at like a better place. That's like slam meat and stuff like that, and actually tastes better. Kermit's released a six-figure game so he can afford it. Guys, I'm not that fucking. I'm not rich. Okay. Yeah, and I remember at school one time our teacher did an experiment where we were like, "Hey, let's leave French fries out for like 3 months." Guess what? By the end of those 3 months, the McDonald's French fries looked the exact same. What does that say about the food? What does it say? What does that say about the food? I don't know. I don't know if I want to put that in my system anymore. I had my fair bit of McDonald's when I was younger. I think I'm good. Burger King seems way more varied in how it tastes in different places, which could be a positive or negative. Yeah. Both positive, both negative. Positive if it tastes good where you're at. Negative if it tastes like ass. Really high quality food because it doesn't rot. Yeah. I just have not. I don't know. I've sometimes I have that drive where it's like, dude, I could go for a Big Mac, but then at that point, I just buy a burger, like a local burger. I buy from like this place. Um, God, I hate how all of the fucking photos are like Facebook and it doesn't render. I buy from a place called like Happy Burger, and it's like a local place, and they like look at that. That looks 10 times fucking better than a McDonald's burger. The French fries are like actual real potato. Why would I go to McDonald's when I could just order this? And it tastes so much fucking better. What's that? 27 bucks? Yeah, probably. If you do delivery, you do delivery. But this is probably like if you were to eat it inside, I bet you would probably be like 20 bucks. Like, let me see. Happy Burger menu. Let me see what their actual let me see what their actual menu is. Like the prices. Yeah, a combo for the double cheeseburger is 20 bucks Canadian. But like, dude, if you go to McDonald's, you're probably going to pay close to that much just for a much shittier burger. At that point, I'd rather just if I'm going to put fucking bad shit in my system that's like oily and whatnot, I'd rather something that's a little bit, better. Plus, supporting local, I guess. Plus, I guess supporting local. But yeah, I try to avoid that sometimes. I usually like nowadays when I lean towards food, I buy like Korean food or Thai or like ramen, like good ramen or sometimes pizza. And then sometimes there's something I'm missing there that Mediterranean food. Like Afghan food, which is not really Mediterranean, but it's kind of like that style. Or like Greek or whatever. That shit's good. That shit tastes good. I would eat Indian food. I would. Like, yeah. Next year I'm moving to the US, so any fast food restaurants or something like Arby's and to give it a try. If it's your first time in the US, just try whatever, man, but like it's not good for you. It's not good for you. But like try it out. Try out Arby's. It depends where you're going. Depends where you're going. Some states have specific fast food places, some don't. Try Chick-fil-A, I guess, if you wanna. I want to try In-N-Out. Is Legend true? In my opinion, I've lived in California for 3 years. I think In-N-Out is fucking garbage. Honestly. I personally think it's just garbage. The French fries are a disgrace. An absolute fucking disappointment. That on its own is just disgusting and horrible. The French fries suck ass, for one. The burgers are oily. Kind of disgusting. Yeah, if you want a good burger, go to Shake Shack. Go to fucking Shake Shack. There you go. Go to Shake Shack. That's where you'll get like good shit in my opinion. But it's expensive for some reason. It's like they made it way more expensive now. Shake Shack clears In-N-Out. In-N-Out is cheap, but it also reflects its quality in my opinion. Yeah, Five Guys is also garbage in my opinion as well. That one is also giga fucking oily. You might as well just fucking drink a canister of oil at that point, honestly. Because that's basically what you're doing when it comes to Five Guys. I think the French fries at Five Guys are good. I think. I don't remember. It's been a while since I had Five Guys. Checkers? I don't know what that is. You're ruining my wish list for burger locations? Brother, don't listen to me. Go and try it out yourself and then come up with your own opinion of it. I'm just saying my opinion, which is I think if you were to go to a good place, I would say go to Shake Shack if it's available in the location that you're at. Otherwise, do Chick-fil-A, I guess, for chicken. They're okay. I think Chick-fil-A has actually changed some of their stuff, and I think they've lowered in quality. I feel like they've lowered in quality. Yeah. My mom gave me $100 grands. You mean 100? You mean 100 grand? That's $100,000. Yeah, you'll be able to try out a few places, just a couple. Don't try to buy the eggs though. You might not be able to afford those. Those might be out of your budget. All right, vent. Air vent, air vent. Yeah. Let me see the big one. I want to see the big air vent. Not this small rectangular one. I want this big boy. Yeah. How do you feel about White Castle? I don't think I've tried White Castle. Don't think I've tried it. I've tried a place I feel like a lot of people don't talk about is it's a chicken place. What's it called? They give you like Texas bread or whatever. Someone has to know the name. I can't think of it for some reason right now off the top of my head. Church's Chicken? Is it Church's Chicken? I don't remember if it's Church's Chicken. No, it's not Church's Chicken. What the fucking called? Chicken Places, Texas. What's it called? Oh, not Texas Chicken. What the fuck is that? Is it Texas? I don't remember if it was Texas. I don't remember what the chicken place is called. Chicken Places Texan Bread. Chicken fast food places. I don't remember what it's called. I'm gonna go crazy. Wait. Chicken strips, Texas toast with fries. Wait, I think I found it. I think I found it. I think I found it. It's called Raising Cane's. Yeah, Raising Cane's is good, man. I thought those were good. But you could honestly probably make that at home. And also, again, it's probably really oily. And honestly, the best part of it was probably just the fries and the sauce. And the bread. But like, God, I'm getting, my mouth is getting watery, guys. This is dangerous. What the hell are we doing? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why do we hate ourselves? Why do we do this to ourselves? Canes, that shit's gross? I don't know. I don't know if I'd say it's gross. I think it's good. I like it. Well, last time I had it was years ago. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not that good anymore. It might not be that good anymore. Even his canes at those for walking? What the hell even is a McDonald's, okay? Remember when the mascot for McDonald's used to be what was it, a clown? What happened to that? What happened? I feel like they've retconned Ronald McDonald. I feel like they retconned him. Is he like too creepy or something? I feel like they don't want to. I feel like they don't want to associate with the clown anymore. They're just generic M McDonald's. I want to try European food one day. I only have mostly Latin food because I'm half Latin. Define what you mean by Latin food. They chained him in a basin, never to see the light again. Damn. I'm sorry, Ronald. That's a horror game waiting to be made. Do they even sell toys and Happy Meals anymore? No, only when there's a marketing engagement of sorts, like Pokemon or something. Ronald has turned to drugs after becoming homeless. Damn, man. Must be all the drugs crossing the Canadian-American border, huh? All of the 50 pounds or less. Puerto Rican food? I'm trying to think what that entails. I feel like I don't think I've ever had Puerto Rican food. Let me see. Let's see. Wait a minute. There's a 5 must-try Puerto Rican dishes you can have. It's flan or flan. I don't know however the fuck people say it. But I feel like so many countries have flan or flan. Okay, plantain. But I feel like that's in all of Caribbean places and whatnot. Had plantain. Plantain's pretty good. There's a picture of... This looks like a different style of... This looks much different than what I've had. This looks like... Man, why can't I think of it? The corn husk stuff. Corn. Why can't I think of the name? But in this case, this one looks so much different because it has like a whole different color and everything. I feel like it must have like have something added to this. This I've never had, but I've had a different form of it. I would imagine this is just the corn squished down and then cooked in a corn husk and whatever. But this looks like it's maybe, what, banana leaf or something? What is this? I can't tell what this is. The green. you've done food guesser on stream, that'll surely help you stop thinking about food. It looks gross on the outside, but don't be fooled. Oh, I don't think it looks gross. I think it looks great. I'm just curious what kind of like seasoning was put into it to make it have this color. Unless this is meat, which it could be. Then it would not be corn, the thing that I'm thinking of. Yeah, it looks good. I don't think I've necessarily specifically gone to like a Puerto Rican place though. But I've had like things that look similar. I've had things that look similar. Think global, buy local. My opinion is that you should always do what Crimson tells you to do. No, don't do that. I don't want to start a fucking circle jerk on my stream. I'm totally okay with people disagreeing with my opinions and whatnot. I think that's the best way of doing things. All right, where are we at? Add cover props. Dude, I'm so hungry. I think I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna make myself a meal and then I'm gonna get back to work. But we are making some good progress on this level. I gotta put a task in here before I forget. Actually, why don't I just do that now? We need a checkpoint overlap for this checkpoint right here. Because there's a chance a player might not actually go through that, I'm actually going to put the checkpoint overlap in here because they have to cross this threshold. That might be better for us. Cool. Oh wait, which checkpoint is this? 2, I think. Yes. Cool. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Hopefully, hopefully longer stream, hopefully earlier, and I'll hopefully have more progress on this. The plan is to finish this level and maybe even try to finish this level off stream if I can. Yeah. So then that way, the last level we need to work on for the next 4/3 days is sashimi. And then we just have to get all this other shit out of the way. Just need to get all of these other things done. Yeah, this list will thin out. We can probably remove that task. It doesn't matter. Once we get these other levels done, these will basically follow suit afterwards. And then these tasks we gotta get out of the way. Blah, blah, blah. Some bugs. I gotta write some more down in there too. Yeah. Getting there. Getting there. I think we are somewhat set for. I think we're somewhat getting to April 6th. We just gotta be. I just gotta stay focused. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat some food. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Goodbye.